question before we crack everything open. He posed a question about um, who's going to hear his voice. Was this about everybody, or was that about a certain group of people? Who's supposed to hear the voice of the Most High, family?
Gone, Elder. It would be his peculiar people, Yasharal. And it's written a few times in the book of Deuteronomy, if you will hearken to my voice. It's said time and time again. So this was the law that was delivered to his people, Yasharal.
Khan, Israel only. Yashraal, Israel only. My lost sheep. It's precept upon precept upon precept. And of course, just like the one of the previous Shabbat studies, not everyone is going to hear his voice. Not everyone has an ear to hear. He did not give everyone an ear to hear. As sure as he didn't give everyone his love through his laws, statutes, and commandments. If you wasn't given those things, you're not built like that. You were not designed in that way to hear his voice. You weren't. Only his sheep, only his saints, his elect. So great question, great question. So yes, if you are a sheep, and even when Christ walked the earth, we spoke about why he was using parables and things like that. Hey, it's no different than when like when you go to the hood, people that are deeply entrenched in the hood, brothers and sisters, a lot of times they have their own language, and let me just say, not they, but we. I know sometimes if I'm with a brother or sister, that I grew up in the same area, same hood, same network, we may have a language no one else knows about. We may have a certain jargon, just like certain industries, certain professions have certain jargon that only they can relate to. Nobody on the outside would understand that. It was the same thing with YahShay. When he walked the earth, hey, only my people are going to be able to pick up on these things, because these are the only ones that have the law, statutes, and commandments and can relate to them. Anyone that is not doing these things, not even going to be able to relate to what I'm talking about. All right.
Indeed.
So Khan, anybody else wanted to comment on that? Had a question about that, or?
Clear
Okay. All right. But yeah, great question. Now we're gonna get ready to visit this topic. Why our churches rarely taught scripture on judgment. Like, for instance, I do remember hearing things like, well, if you bad, you gonna go to hell. Or if you good, you gonna go to heaven. That was it. Or if you a sinner, sinners going straight to hell. That was it. They gave you that part. Now, I get that. However, judgment. Very seldom did the topic of judgment really come up. You heard the word, but you never really knew what it was, what it meant, and who it was pertaining to. So why is it that you think that they never really spoke on scriptures concerning judgment? And like even now, right now, today, those that are the converts, the posers, the issues, only thing they talk about is blessings. Right?
Yes.
Bring it out.
I think that maybe they didn't want to do no correction, because yeah, people are doing something they ain't supposed to do. They ain't gonna really correct them on it. They gonna just smooth it over.
Okay. All right. Okay. No correction. Nobody wants to correct anybody. As a matter of fact, they don't even want parents, especially us as parents. Society doesn't even want us correcting our own children. How dare you? What you mean, little Johnny? You mean your mama whoop you for real? She actually whipped you, Johnny? Next time you make sure you dial 911, Johnny. Right? Yeah. They don't want you doing that. So they teach the children how to misbehave, get away with it, and preserve themselves for the popo to come and deliver righteous judgment,
right,
as they would have it.
So they say yes.
So yeah. Anybody else on why you think, especially in Christendom, they don't even talk about judgment? Because that was a good example as well. The water, ain't he?
I think mostly other they just absent the proper information, because they're not dealing with it, and so it's not made known to them.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Good one. That's a good one as well. All right. So what we're going to do now is, unless anyone else had any comments, everybody good before we move on? All right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull out some things about that particular topic, judgment. Let's start out in Torah. Let's go to Genesis, and let's just go from Genesis. Let's go to chapter 15, and we're going to start at the top, and because something he's getting ready to talk about that particular thing. We're getting ready to talk about judgment, what it encompasses, what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. This is Genesis chapter 15 and verse 1. After these things, the word of Yahweh came unto Abram in a vision, saying, Fear not, Abram, for I am your shield and your exceeding great reward. And Abram said, Master Yahweh, what will you give me, seeing as I go childless? And the steward of my house is this Eleazar of Damascus. And Abram said, Behold, to me you have given no seed, and lo, one born in my house is my heir. And behold, the word of Yahweh came unto him, saying, This shall not be your heir, but he that comes forth out of your own bowels shall be your heir. And he brought him forth abroad and said, Look now towards heaven and tell the stars, if you be able to number them. And he said unto him, So shall your seed be. And he believed in Yahweh, and he counted it to him for righteousness. And he said to him, I am Yahweh, that brought you out of Ur and the Chaldees, to give you this land to inherit it. And he said, Master Yahweh, whereby shall I know that I shall inherit it? And he said unto him, Take me an heifer of 3 years old, and a she-goat of 3 years old, and a ram of 3 years old, and a turtle dove, and a young pigeon. And he
right there, King, right there. Okay. Pause for a brief minute, please. Now, what's happening here? Let's say, for instance, he's letting him know there was some things going on, and the land of Ur came up. And for those of us that may not be familiar with Ur and what was going on at that particular time, the land of Ur of course, and his father was one that worshiped, he was worshiping a lot of other gods with the African nations, so on and so forth, family, just so you know. So the land of Ur was full of sin. And then you're looking at the Chaldeans. There was a lot going on. Okay, continue, King.
All right, verse 10. And he took unto him all these and divided them in the midst and laid each piece one against the other. But the birds divided he not. And when the fire came down to the carcasses, Abram drove them away. And when the sun was gone down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, a horror of great darkness fell upon him. And he said unto Abram, know for a surety that your seed shall be a stranger in a land which is not theirs, and they shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years.
Right there, King, right there. Now, right here in this deep sleep, of course, we've gone over this before. He let him know about his seed, the ones that came from him, the ones that came from his specific bloodline. These were going to be the ones now that these things are going to happen to. So in a nutshell, what is this considered? What is one word that would actually tell us what this is right here?
Judgment.
Judgment.
Con. Just so we're all on the same page. This is a way of the Most High saying your descendants are about to be judged. And the word, although the word didn't come up as judgment, it was spelled out. He broke it down as to what was getting ready to happen, what form of judgment, how. Okay, so specifically, this was only applicable to his bloodline. Okay, read on, King.
Verse 14. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward they shall come out with great substance.
Right there. Now, we want to pause here for a minute for one specific reason. When it came to that other nation that is afflicting us in the land that is not ours, right? That we're serving these people because we were built for serving the Most High. But since we didn't want to serve him, we got to serve them. Okay? So because of this, he spelled out what judgment was for us right here. But then when it came to that other nation, he said, I'm going to specifically, I just said, I'm going to judge them. Okay? Now we know that has not happened yet. Why? Because we still serving in a land that's not ours. It's not our land. We are still here. And there is no one else on the planet that can say this happened to them as a whole nation of people. Nobody else can say this. However, that nation whom we are serving, woe. No, that's a double woe to them, because the Most High, and we've gone over how he was going to judge that nation. And that's the kind of smoke we don't want. See, we know what our smoke is, and we're going to go into that a little deeper, but he's getting ready to judge them, and we can go into that too. But trust and believe, we wanted to bring this up. So don't ever think, because you got people running around thinking and parading themselves like they've been forgiven. The Lord has forgiven us for our sins. We haven't hurt anybody. We know what our father and grandfather did, but we're good. We'll never do anything like that. Okay, well, who is he judging? You still got the land. You are still oppressing us collectively as a whole, as a nation. These people, if these people in power look like you, there's a chance you're going to get some of that same smoke they are getting. You are not going to avoid the wrath of the Most High Yahweh. He's not going to let you get away with it, because guess what? We didn't get away with it. Now, did we?
Not at all.
And for those of us that got children, they didn't get away with it. We all up in this together. Trust and believe. We talking about nations here, not individuals. People always want to twist this nation stuff. They want to take it and say and apply it as if it's talking about individuals. Well, see, I'm a good one. No, Joel Osteen. All oppressors look like you too.
Right.
We're gonna go to 18, King. Read on.
All right, verse 18.
No. What did we stop off at? We're gonna read to it.
Okay. That should come out with great substance. That was 14. So
come out with great substance, meaning we're getting ready to, after we leave this joint, we are getting ready to leave with the greatest. And this is, we ain't talking great substance to Pookie and Big Tone them. We are talking great substance according to the Most High Yahweh family. These are great substances that are unimaginable to us right now. You might be thinking about just getting you. I've heard folks say, all I want is, I just want to have a drop top. There's certain brothers out there that just want now and later gators, and they cool. These are great substances according to the Most High Yahweh, things you can't even imagine right now. Read on, King.
Verse 15. And you shall go to your fathers in Shalom. You shall be buried in a good old age. Verse 16. But in the fourth generation, they shall come here again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet filled.
17.
And it shall come to pass that when the sun went down and it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace and a burning lamp that passed between the pieces.
And 18.
In the same day, Yahweh made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto your seed will I give this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates.
Right there. And once again, when you look at a globe and look at the land contained between these points, we're talking from the river from Egypt, the great river of Egypt, to the river of Euphrates. And if you look at everything that encompasses, that is huge. That is huge. You look at the all of the countries over there now. They calling it Middle Eastern and all that. Now you look at these cats hanging out on the Gaza Strip and this little land that the converts are ruling over right now. No, everything over there belongs to his chosen people. And just because you over there parading around, trampling everything, destroying everything, killing everybody, it don't mean it's rightfully yours.
Right.
These are people that have gone against the Most High Yahweh and think that just because they have put his people in captivity, they get to kill who they want to now. They get to go around, parade around as ICE, and they get to create all these wars. They got all this money, and they get to kill people for oil and all those things. They feel like they up on top of the world. Who's going to bring them down? Nobody. They don't think anybody can bring them down. They really think in their minds they have escaped judgment because he ain't did nothing yet. Ooh. Oh, my Lord.
Indeed.
But why would anyone in his right mind think that it's actually okay to go and kill people and take some land from them that was given to them by God, the Most High God at that?
Right.
Something is really wrong with you if you think you are going to continue to get away with that. Okay? So, and at the end of the day, no, this was only supposed to be for a time. And the way this was written is letting you know, before I jump the shark, this was something that wasn't going to happen one time. It was not going to happen one time. Let's go over to Deuteronomy 28. It was not going to happen one time at all. Why wasn't it going to happen one time? We're going to go and pull up. Let's take a quick peep. And we're just going to take a peep at Deuteronomy 28:68.
All right. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68.
Khan.
And Yahweh shall bring you into Egypt again.
Right there. He's going to bring you for the first time?
Again.
Read on, King.
With ships, by the way whereof I spake unto you, you shall see it no more again. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Khan, you went into Egypt again. Let me pull this up real quick. And you got people that say things like, because people, the reason I wanted to shed light on that is because you will encounter people that would say, and I know I'm guilty as charged as well, because when I first heard this scripture, I'm like, oh man, that happened back in Egypt. Man, that was years ago, man. That was years ago. Well, yeah, because I'm thinking, oh man, that already happened. It hadn't dawned on me, and until I was blessed with the gospel of grace that, hey, no, my brother, let's get into this. Wait a minute, how you going to Egypt again? Maybe we went to Egypt another time? Wait a minute. Then when you start getting into the precepts and start saying, no, again, Egypt, Mizraim, a place of misery, simply meaning, no, you're going into slavery again. You're not in the land of Egypt, but you are enslaved again. This happened to us again. The only difference is because when we went to Egypt the first time, did we go, in the land of Egypt, well, did we go there on ships? No, we did not. We walked over there. We was all over there. We was dwelling in that place long before we even became slaves. Yeah. Yeah, of course, after Joseph was sold and because they didn't like the younger brother having all these dreams, so on and so forth. But yeah, definitely. And he became a great king there. And so no, we went into slavery again. And we had been going through slavery all of our many times. And this just so happens to be, according to the statute of Daniel, this is the clay portion of the statute. And this is supposed to be our last form of captivity. And this is one of the reasons why it is very, very important for us to get it right this time. We really need to bethink ourselves. We really need to take this serious because the Most High is not playing with us anymore.
Right.
We've had all these chances and opportunities. We've had all of these quote unquote whippings, all these judgments, okay, all this chastisement. We got to get it right.
Yeah.
We got to get it right. We need to stop. Grace, I mean, our credit card companies, when they say it's time to pay the piper, it's time to pay the piper. All right? They give us a grace period, and after that grace period, it's cut off. You call them up and talk about, hey, you know what? I was wondering, Citibank, Chase Manhattan. I was wondering if I could get a little bit more grace. Can you extend it a little bit? Give me about 4-5 months. Well, sir, we're looking at the contract. According to this contract, you signed that your grace period was over last week. Pay up.
Right.
You got to pay. you got to pay. You can't argue with them.
Yeah.
If not, we're going to send you to collections. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You got to handle up. You got to go on and handle that. So no. So another thing I wanted to bring up though is because they talk about all these blessings all the time, but they don't talk about that particular one on Genesis, like I read Genesis 1:18, the fact that he's going to judge. No, that was in 14. He's gonna 15:14. He's gonna judge that nation after we come out of our judgment. So no, he is still judging us right now. And all the writing is all over the wall. These people over on Gaza Strip in Israel right now, they being judged.
Not at all.
They still on top. They still running it. As a matter of fact, they still getting billions upon billions of dollars. Still. Let's go to we're gonna stay in Deuteronomy. Let's go to let's slip over to chapter 30.
All right. That's my favorite.
We're just gonna read from 1 to 10. Take it from the top. We're gonna read it to 10, but just pause after 1.
Okay, I got you. Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon you, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before you, and you shall call them into mind among all the nations, whether Yahweh, your power, have driven you.
Right there. Family, I'm going to pause. The main reason I wanted to pause here more than anything is because of this simple fact right here. You got these nations out here talking about how blessed they are. And then they want to say they're the chosen. That's why they're blessed. Okay, if you are that nation, why is it that the Most High Yahweh said no? He's focusing on your blessings and your curses. His chosen are not only blessed, but they curse too. And the curses I gave them are like no others. Nobody else had the dealt with the curses my people did. There's nobody else on the planet as a nation that had to leave Africa on a boat. Not even a portion of their people. They came over here on planes, trains. Some of them drove in out on automobiles.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No, nobody brought them here. They came on their own recognizance. Somebody in their family decided, honey, things are not going quite well. They're all killing each other. We don't even know how to bathe very well. And maybe we'll go somewhere where those folks are over there where Christopher went and discovered all those places where, you know, they had people with afros that knew how to cleanse themselves. They had good food. You know, let's go over there. You know, maybe we can start a new life.
Right.
They came on their own.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got the word as well because they got their networks. You know, there was a time where it was like, wasn't like, come on over here and let's ravage the place and let's kill people and take their land. No, that wasn't the words that were put out by the ones that wrote their books. They said, we're gonna make this thing look nice, and we're gonna call it settling.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be settlers. Yes, that's what we are. So we're gonna go and settle on some land and make it our own. No, what you did, you went over there and killed people, slaughtered them, innocent men, women, and children, and took what you wanted.
Right.
That's what you did. And at the end of the day, you sat down and what you chose to eat, you gave thanks to your God that you was able to overcome these people and take all of their you know what.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so because of these things, no, you're going to be judged, but just know your judgment is going to be different than ours, and they have not received judgment as a nation yet.
Right.
As a nation, now you're going to have some of them to say, well, my mother worked really, really hard. You know, our father, he hurt himself, and we had to work really hard. We're not as rich as those others are. No. You ain't wiggling out of this one. You're not gonna wiggle out of this one because you still had the protection because of your complexion.
Right.
How about that?
Exactly.
Because of your complexion, you got certain protections. You're covered. You can go get a job anywhere and not even be qualified.
Right.
Whereas we have to be fully qualified and often denied.
Right.
Even after that.
Exactly.
As a matter of fact, we be so qualified, they look you in your eye and tell you straight up, well, sorry to tell you, but you're just overqualified. There's nothing, just overqualified. You're just too good for this job. We can't even pay you enough. So wait a minute. I'm willing to accept this job so I can feed myself and my family.
Right.
And you telling me you're not going to give me the job because I got too many credentials. Boy.
That's a way of saying they're holding it for their buddy, Elder.
Yeah. And then they got Brian down the street.
Right.
Okay, Brian, we got it for you. We just had to get that N word out of here.
Right.
There it was.
Exactly.
So yes, when he refers to his people are clearly cursed to this day and blessed, not just blessed. So I just wanted to point that out. Next verse, King.
Verse 2. And shall return unto Yahweh your power, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command you this day, you and your children, with all of your heart and with all of your soul.
Okay, now what it's saying right here, good and well, when you look around, you're cursed.
Mm-hmm.
All those curses in Deuteronomy, as a nation, doggone well. Mm-hmm. Even if all of them don't hit you personally, doggone well, based on everything you've been taught, everything you were told, everything you read, you and your people as a whole, that applies to you.
Right.
Most so-called African Americans, blacks, we know our folks were enslaved.
Yep.
We know this. matter of factly. And there's none of us really that can go in unless you just crawling out from under a rock. You know this applies to you and your people. Ain't no getting out of that. So he's letting you know because of this, this is what I need you to do. I need you to do these things. I need you to hear. I need you to obey my voice. All right. According to all that I command thee this day. Not just you, but I want you to make sure your children do these things too, with all your heart and all your soul. That's what he's asking. Right. That's not too much to ask for somebody that's getting ready to get the monkeys off our backs.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Next verse, King.
All right. Verse 3. And then Yahweh your power will turn your captivity and have compassion upon you, and will return and gather you from all the nations, whether Yahweh your power have scattered you.
Read on.
If any of yours being driven out of the outermost parts of heaven, from there will Yahweh your power gather you, and from there will he fetch you.
Right there. So what he's saying right here, he is literally getting ready to turn your captivity. What does that mean? We've all read the book of Jeremiah 14, 1 and 2. We've all read what was going on in the book of Revelation 2 and 9, 3 and 9. We all know what's getting ready to happen. Even according to Obadiah 1:18, we know what's getting ready to happen, who's going to be the last and who's going to be the first. We know these things. We were told these things before most of us even got into this life with scripture and got back to our true heritage. Most of us heard these things, although we didn't really know what it was. But now that we read these things, it's like, wait a minute. He clearly spelled out how these things were getting ready to go down. I scattered you all over the world. You've been in captivity, but no, in order for me to come back and get you, I just need you to wake up, bethink yourself, and come back to this truth. Start doing what I tell you to do. Stop doing what these goons, your enemies, are telling you to do. Read on, King.
Verse 5. And Yahweh your power will bring you into the land which your fathers possessed, and you shall possess it. And he will do you good, and will multiply you above your fathers.
Ooh, wait a minute. Ooh, did y'all not hear that?
That sounds like a deal to me, Ella.
Woo, good Lord Almighty.
I'll take that 10 times
above your fathers.
Yes, indeed.
Huh. Look, that's what I'm talking about right there. Okay? These are the very things that our oppressors pray. While they're praying upon our downfall, they are praying for us to die. They don't want us to multiply. Throughout the years, they have been constantly shot blocking and using crafty counsel and using all these Dr. Evils and all of this. Just, oh, man. And you know it. It's like, wait a minute, the Tuskegee Airmen, they want to take them and, all you have to do is just going to stick some syphilis up in them. And we're just going to see how they act or react. We're just going to watch them. And, well, aren't you you're going to help them, doctor? No, we're just going to watch them. For how long, doc? We're just going to watch them until they die. How about that?
Exactly.
Yeah, we're just going to watch them till they die. That's going to be great. You got to be a real sicko. Something is really wrong with you. Look, the next time one of them tell you need a particular shot, think about these things. These are people that are descended from people like that. They were cut from that same cloth. No matter how much education they have, all right, no matter how much of their indoctrination they've obtained, they are still some damn devils.
Right.
They're not trying to do things to make you better.
Mm-mm.
They are trying to systematically find ways to dissect your very genome.
Mm-hmm.
They want every cell of in your body to split. And it is written. They have written things down like this. They talk. That's why they got all these. I remember I was going through training, through IT training, it was several years ago, as a matter of fact. This was before, this was before COVID. And you had some of the wisest IT professionals, because they would ask the question like, wait a minute, you know what? Why does the cell phone towers need all them hertz? You don't need that much hertz for no cell phones, right? And they were like, precisely. No, they do not. Because it is it is a very specific amount of hertz that a cell phone tower needs. And the amount of hertz that these things have goes far, far beyond what's needed for cell phones. So guess what, family? They are using it for something else.
Mm-hmm.
I did not find out until a week or two ago. Something came across one of the sites that said, yeah, when they turn those cell phone towers all the way up to a certain amount of hertz, that is designed to do something to the human body after they have injected certain things called spike proteins. We got that aluminum, a certain amount of mercury, a certain amount of aluminum and mercury that people are gonna light out and light up. And these certain particles in their human body are going to erupt. Certain cells are simply gonna split and explode.
Wow.
It's over. So it wasn't for cell phone. A lot of these towers were designed for you. For you. So for yourself and your children, as much as possible, stay away from what these people are injecting you with, because they have had some plans in the workings for a long time as far as how they were going to easily eradicate folks. Right. Now, they've already gotten rid of a lot of people. They didn't gave them that hot shot. And you see a lot of this. This is the first time in my life I've seen this many people just walk and then they just die all of a sudden and nobody know why. Yeah. I've seen videos where the common thing, you got folks that had their own channels. You see them start all of a sudden. They said this is a common thing they do. It's like they hear something. They start turning around. Next thing you know, boom, they dropping dead. And I was like, what? And then you see the other ones, they turning around like they done heard something or something went, woo. Next thing you know, they dead. Young people.
My goodness.
Young. I have never seen anything like this. So no, these wicked enemies, no, trust and believe. They've been doing things for a long time. You cannot trust them. Don't think for 1 minute they are now trustworthy.
Never trust enemies.
Don't do it. And that's and you even have certain doctors that have, and these are Edomite doctors. I was surprised to see that. I would have expected or suspected some sisters and brothers, but the Most High, you never know who he's going to put in place to protect certain numbers of us. But no, this was an Edomite doctor that is going to prison because he chose not to put the real vaccine in people's arms, especially children.
Oh, wow.
He said, I'm not doing it. I wasn't gonna. He said, I gave them a saline solution because I didn't want to kill them with that bleep, bleep, bleep.
Wow.
That's what he said. And he's not the only one. There's a lot of doctors out there. This is why they were only able to get away with a certain number of people, but they was trying to kill them all. But there were certain doctors made it look like they was giving them a shot.
Mm-hmm.
And they was giving them that saline solution, just basic salt and water in the veins. And this is why, and that's why I was telling some of the brothers, because, you know, they running around parade. Well, you know, I got the shot and I'm still here. Right. And I'm like, brother, the Most High showed you grace through one of them. Right. And you running around. I said, well, you keep doing it. Because no, you can't say you don't know now. So you go on back over there then, Cletus. Go on back over there and take another one of them.
Exactly.
Because a lot of those doctors have gone to prison behind that's the stupidity. They didn't want to go along with it. So there you go. Your life was spared. All right. Where were we?
We're at verse 6 here.
Okay, bring it out, King.
All right. And Yahweh, your power shall circumcise your heart and the heart of your seed, to love Yahweh, your power, with all of your heart and with all of your soul, that you may live. Verse 7. And Yahweh, your power, will put these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate you, which persecuted you.
Right there. Now, these are things right here. It's okay to pray for these things because these things will prophesy. Right. So as a nation, we need to pray for these things. He needs to hear all of our voice. We approve. We pray for him. If it is his will, well, it is his will, but when he chooses, we want to make sure we are getting our hearts and minds ready for these things to happen. And we don't want to be praying that everybody just go to heaven, right, and everybody get to hold hands and sing Kumbaya, because it goes against prophecy, right, and it goes against the desires of the Most High Yahweh. These are his desires right here. He's getting ready to put the people in possession that's possessing us. So we got to get our hearts and our minds right for that. Read on, King.
All right. Verse 8. And you shall return and obey the voice of Yahweh and do all his commandments, which I command you this day. And Yahweh, your power, will make you plenteous in the works of your hand, in the fruit of your body, in the fruit of your cattle, and the fruit of your land, for good. For Yahweh will again rejoice over you for good, and rejoice over you as he rejoiced over your fathers.
Last verse.
Verse 10. If you shall hearken unto the voice of Yahweh, your power, and keep his commandments and his statutes, which are written in this book of the law, and if you turn unto Yahweh, your power, with all of your heart and with all of your soul.
Khan, right there. And once again, family, so for all of these naysayers and all these people saying, you know, they want to stick to some writings from Paul that they didn't fully understand, and for them to tell you, you know, sing that same old rhetoric, all those things died on the tree. You ain't got to do no laws, no statutes, because that's for bad people. You know, we sinners, and they, you know, they need to stop. We are different, so we have to do different things. The enemy, your enemies, are not required to do these things. Right. We are required to do these things because this is the love of Yah. When even the heathens start screaming about, for the love of God, for the love of God, they don't even know what it is. They've heard of it before, but the love of Yah is contained in his commandments. Right. Do the laws, statutes, and commandments. That's how you love yourself and your family and friends, and that's how you show love to the Most High, Yahweh. Anything outside of his commandments, laws, statutes, and commandments, anything outside of that it's considered hate. It's just the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
So most of us have been spending most of our lives hating ourselves and family, thinking it was love. Basically, the devil's doctrine is a wolf in sheep's clothing. That's exactly what it is. It is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Valentine's Day comes up, go on and get your wife, get your girlfriend some chocolates. Yeah, that's love. Or Christmas, you gotta put up a Christmas tree to show love for your children. Always put up a Christmas tree. Or if you're not putting up a Christmas tree, you're getting in the way of Christmas, and you're gonna be seen as the Grinch. You don't want to be the Grinch that stole Christmas, right? So they do all these things. They make people feel bad about not going along with their program or their rhetoric. No, we got to stop. No, Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
No, Brad. Most High is coming back to slay y'all. I don't want to be standing nowhere next to you, man. Go on, Brad. I know you cool. You want to hang out with me and everything, but I'm all right. Especially on the Shabbat.
Right.
I'll see you when I come back to work, man. But no, you cool and all, but no, there's some things that's just we're not cut out for, and there's certain things you're not cut out for. Right. You ain't about this life. Exactly. You're not gonna be over here celebrating the feast of Nicanor, the beheading of Nicanor.
Right.
No, because that was one of your people.
Exactly.
You're not. I don't anticipate Brad to be doing Passover. Right. Why would Brad be doing a Passover? Why would he be celebrating a Passover and it ain't got nothing to do with him?
Right.
He was not one of the ones been pulled out of slavery. Mm-hmm. And it's no different than if you were to get one of the your modern day Philistines, mm-hmm. right?
Right.
I wouldn't expect a Philistine to show up at Passover.
No.
I wouldn't expect one of them, a real true African, any of them, to show up at a table during the Passover, celebrating the Passover, because we were the ones they was getting away from.
Exactly.
What do we look like having the sheep and the wolf at the same table? It don't make no sense.
No sense out there. Not at all. Not at all.
What's that look like, man? You sitting up there like, yeah, sure was good getting away from y'all. Woo, boy.
Welcome back. Glad we got away now. Welcome back.
Yeah, I know.
That makes no sense.
Don't make none. It's ridiculous. It's actually, when you say it out loud, it actually makes absolutely no sense.
Okay, Jess, it's another thing don't make no sense neither. Why do our people want to celebrate Christmas when our kid was a Christmas toy?
Exactly. Exactly. And if you take a look at the history and the real meaning of jingle bells, we were the ones running around with that yoke of iron with the bells on it.
Mm-hmm.
Jingle bells, that was us.
Was. Pitiful. We don't think. We just don't think.
But yeah, little Sue was leading a little Sally, little sister Monique around the house, with a yoke of iron around her neck.
Right.
Come on now. Come on, Monique. Go with me. Come on now. Go and clean my feet. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. They was giving them, they were giving their children an opportunity to practice on us, on how to be good rulers over them N-words. Yeah. That's the truth of it all. So, yeah. So these curses, we need to continue to pray that these curses get off of us and onto them. Get off of us and onto them, the ones that oppressed us. So another thing we want to look at, let's go to the book of Jeremiah chapter 17, because another thing we want to look at in all of this melee and through all these lies is the simple fact that there are some other conditions that that only certain people have met, are meeting, that nobody else can meet, right? So what is that? So we're gonna go over and we're gonna look at those things for what they are. We're gonna read the book of Jeremiah chapter 17. Will you please read that from the top?
Okay. The book of Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 1. It says, the sin of Yehuda is written with the pen of iron and with the point of a diamond. It is graven upon the tablets of their hearts and upon the horn of your altars.
Right there. The sin of Judah. Right? We're talking about the sin. Man, for sins to be written with the pen of iron, if it's seared in iron, Most High ain't forgetting about that. Next verse, King.
Verse 2. Which their children remember their altars and their groves by the green tree upon the high hills.
Read on.
And O my mountains, O my mountain in the field, I will give you substance and all your treasure to the spoil, and the high places for sin throughout all your borders.
Now, right there, he started out in verse 2 talking about the green, it grows by the green trees. We already know what that is. Why is it we want to go and bow down to some most stinking Nimrod and Africans and give all these people homage? Africans put our behinds in captivity. The Pharaoh, these people hate us. And we over there bowing down to their gods. Come on, y'all.
Yes, indeed.
We should know better than that. I don't care how nice those Christmas lights look. I don't care what they got going on. That is straight up buffoonery. And most of all, it's idolatry. The Most High hates that.
Indeed.
He hates it. He abhors it. All right. So what did he say about it? He gave all our substance and treasures to the spoil.
Yes, indeed.
Jesse, was all them Africans, it's not our people, none of them are what? Which ones are not our people?
Any Africans that descended from Ham is not our people. Like for instance, when we had the lesson, when we had the study on the wheat and the tares, if you think about it, that's a form of the tares too, because when we were in Egypt enslaved, everywhere we go, we've always linked up with people in other nations. So when an African and a Israelite get together and that baby comes out, you don't know what you're looking at.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way you're gonna know, right?
No, you ain't gonna know.
You're really not gonna know. However,
because it's by the Father that you know.
Yeah.
But
now
you ain't gonna know that though.
The only thing we know of, for most certainty, I would just say most certainty, is that the majority of Africans that are in Africa, they know whom they are. They can trace their heritage back at least 800 years. They know their tribes, like the Hutu and the Tutsi and all of them. Boy, you can't tell them they don't know who they are. And they know one thing of a surety. They know you're not one of them. Okay.
I know our great-great-great-grandmother was an African. She was one because grandma used to have her on the wall.
Okay. Okay. And so our great-great-great-grandmother, I don't know if I ever saw her, but if that were the case, let's say if it was the case, which it probably was, let's just say she was even, let's just say our great-great-great-grandmother was Japanese or Chinese, Korean, right? Yep. Let's say she was one of them. Trust and believe, if she had children by an African American, so-called African American, what is that child?
Israel.
Talking about African American or about one of us, like Judah or what?
She had a child by a so-called African American. What would that make that child?
Israel.
He's gonna be an African American, but yeah, he'll be an African American if he had one. If she had one by him.
But what would that be according to the Most High Yahweh?
Well, then, that's what they call us, African American.
No, we know what they call us, but
but if that's a real African American, it ain't gonna be, of our what you call our pedigree. It ain't gonna be that. It's gonna be of them other tribes.
What other tribes?
The ones that's not of the Israelites.
Now, an African American.
Yeah, that's what they call us. If we African American, then yeah.
But what are we? But what are
Israelite?
Correct. So that's what it would be. So if our grandmother, great-great-great-grandmother had a child by a so-called African American, which is an Israelite, that child would be an Israelite. Yeah. Now we live in a society that tells us, oh, that's gonna be a half African and then a half. No,
they go by the father pedigree. They go by the father.
So that would still be quote unquote African American. Now, and here's the thing. And a lot of times, a lot of our people, like, they would say like Kunta Kinte.
Yeah.
They say, because our mother and father, even our grandparents would say, oh yeah, Kunta Kinte, he was a real African, right? Because he came from Africa, right? He really did come from Africa, meaning he was one of the ones that came from the West Bank, and they know it, right? So they're gonna say that was an African. Exactly. But they had no understanding that the ones that the issues, the ones that they really went to get, they was in Africa on the West Bank. Those were Israelites.
Exactly.
They didn't have no uses. They didn't have any need for the Hutu and the Tutsi and all them real Africans and Ham's people. They had no use whatsoever for them, because that was not the ones they wanted to go and get were the ones that was written about in Psalms 83. And when they said, when you go down to verse 12, they made sure of a certainty that those were God's chosen people that they went to put in captivity. Yeah. And they know of a surety that it's not Africans. Yeah. They know that. So if any Africans did get, but I'm just saying, if any Africans did get thrown in the mix, like, oh, we, We don't really know what that old gal is, but you know, she certainly looks good. We just want to bring her anyway. Won't be long. We get her bred in. We get her children bred in by one of them young bucks, one of them real Israelites, them Jews, and we know we're gonna produce some good, strong young bucks.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? So that some of them probably did.
Yeah, they done that. All
So,
that.
Yes, indeed.
I'm not gonna doubt that at all, but predominantly, now they wanted us. They wanted the real Jews. They wanted to oppress us so they could become us. They're gonna make money from us and become us. That to a leprechaun is the real pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. We never knew it was our black asses.
So they was trying to keep us in sin, but we weren't getting nowhere.
Yeah.
Keep us sinning.
They made so much money from that. Oh my God. That was jackpot. And we didn't even know they were the real leprechauns.
Oh my God.
we didn't know. You know, every time we
know that.
Yeah, we was watching movies and
yes,
watching cartoons, the pot of gold, and
yes, that's the way they was, really.
Yes, that was us. They was talking about the whole time. I'm telling you, boy, them jokers slicker than snot on a snail.
Snot on a snail, my goodness. Yeah. They certainly have some underhanded ways there, Elder.
I'm telling you, man. You know what? But they so smooth with it. For them to be so doggone dumb. You know it had to be the Most High guiding them.
Yeah.
That had to be the workings of the Most High Yahweh.
Indeed. The same way He's working His hand in us.
Yes, the same way.
He got all our steps, so yeah.
Yes, all of them.
Yes.
All right, where were we?
It was like verse 4.
All right.
It says, and you, even yourself, shall discontinue from your heritage that I gave you, and I will cause you to serve your enemies in a land which you know not. For you have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
Right there. Family, look, I'm going to tell you straight up, anytime you encounter someone that steps to you and says, you know what? We have been doing these laws, statutes, and commandments for years. We've been doing them. Y'all don't know anything about it. That's the time for you to quote this scripture on them and say, yes, indeed. That's because according to, as it is written in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, right? In verse 4, we shall discontinue from our heritage. If you have not discontinued from your heritage, you're not one of the real Jews. You are not a real Israelite. You are not, as it is written, you are not one of his true saints. Because it is a requirement that we are the ones that went into slavery. We are the ones that are going to discontinue from our heritage that was given. And will cause us to serve our enemies in the land which we knew not, which is another precept of Genesis 15, 13, 14. Now, he's mad at us forever. All right? This fire should burn forever. We messed up like that. Now, if you have not discontinued from your heritage, you cannot confess yourself to be a true Hebrew Israelite.
Not at all.
You cannot, because at the end of the day, if you really think about it, if you never separated as a nation from your heritage, Where is the real glory in that when the Most High brings you back?
Right. Exactly.
Ain't no glory in that.
Exactly.
He has, throughout history, he's always known for taking the least, having them overcome the greatest.
Right.
And we even talking about this is a major obstacle here. You are so lost, you don't even know what your real heritage is. However, when you're found, when I start to wake you up and have you bethink yourself, you're going to be, in spite of all those evil things that were done to you, the books that were hidden, the fact that they hung you in trees, took you away from your land, slaughtered you, fed your kids as gator bait. I'm going to make sure I reverse all of those things. Those things are going to turn around. You're going to wake up one day and realize you are none other than a true Hebrew Israelite, a child of the Most High God, the Most High Yah. You are going to realize those things, and I'm going to restore you, put a breath of life back into you, and I'm going to recover all of you in the valley of dry bones, and you're going to start to wake up, and I'm going to put skin on your bones, you're going to realize what nation you are from. That's nothing but the Most High doing these things.
Hallelujah. All praises to the Most High.
All praises to the Most High, Yahweh.
Indeed.
Read on, King.
Verse 5. Thus saith Yahweh, cursed be the man that trusts in man and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from Yahweh.
Read on.
For he shall be like the health in the desert, and shall not see when good come. But he shall inhabit the parched place in the wilderness, in a salt land, not inhabited. Slacky.
Now, right here, he's talking about the man that trusted in man. What is does anybody have an idea of what it looks like when you're dealing with a man that trusted in man?
So I would definitely say, Elder, when you instead of seeking the information from the source, instead you put in your trust or your belief that this man is going to give you what it is that you're expecting.
A lot of our people are still putting all their trust in a different doctrine. And that doctrine comes from none other than our enemy.
Yes.
Our enemy is the one that taught us to eat, that it's okay to eat that pork meat and them scrimps, crab legs and lobster, all that stuff that they had to test on our Akim that was in the pen doing time. They said we're gonna let them eat this poison and see how they turn out before we start selling it to the general populace. So they tested those things and they saw they didn't die right away. So they started selling them for high dollar value out in the economy after they tested it on us. So they were the ones that did this. They made it very, very attractive. And well, before they made it attractive, they just whooped it in us. When we were enslaved, we had to take on their laws, their doctrine. We weren't allowed to read. We didn't know how to read, so we had to do what they told us to do. They told us to go to church on Sunday. That's what we did. They told the pastors what to teach and what not to teach on. That's the way it went down. That's the way it was. And nobody argued with the massa. And the next person nobody argued with was the pastor.
Right.
All right. So there it was.
We got our understanding for the precepts of man. That's what happened.
That is absolutely right. Everything the man told us is what it was. And right here, as we can see, if we put our trust in the man, we gonna be cursed because of that man. We gonna be cursed. All right. And at the end of the day, all our sisters and brothers keep going to these Christian churches.
Right.
Guess what they're gonna keep doing? They're gonna keep pissing off the Most High Yahweh because they're not doing his laws, statutes, and commandments. They're not honoring his Sabbath. Okay. Then, in addition to that, if they are going to church on Sunday, it's okay for them to eat that pork meat.
Right.
It's okay for them to eat whatever they want, crabs, crab legs, scrimps.
Right.
They are tearing their systems up.
Destroying it.
They are devastating their systems, getting sick all the time, dying early. But that's going to keep happening as long as they stay on that path.
Indeed. You know, I saw.
We're going to keep them in.
Oh, go ahead, Auntie.
He gonna keep them in darkness and get their money.
God.
Indeed.
Facts.
Yes, indeed. You know,
Aki had something.
It's ironic, Elder, because here recently, I just saw where this lady, I dare say sister, has started making videos of her eating this wild, crazy stuff. She literally picked up a possum from the side of the road, took it home and cooked it and ate it. And she's recording all of the process. She even ate a serpent. And again, recording all of this, putting it out for the whole world to see. And it just turns your stomach when you see it, because I know she knows better than that. That's why she's putting it out like this. You know, that's why she's broadcasting it. So she must have taken some kind of a deal or something where she do this type of thing for money. Like, yeah, I'll do it. And, you know, that's a whole other level of wickedness. But it's the craziest thing I've seen.
God. Roadkill, huh?
Roadkill. Possum.
Dang. Ooh. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, you know. Well, she eating that, she eating everything else.
Yeah. She records it all. Like, what's the point of recording it? You know, why would you want to broadcast that? So, you know, it's got to be something more there.
You know, it's very similar. I'm glad you brought that up. It's very similar to what's going on in entertainment. Like, I remember there was interview with I think with TLC. What I vaguely remember is one of them said she was really upset that they had to say the words to that song. So I creep. Yeah. They didn't want to sing it like that.
Yeah.
But the oppressors, yes.
That's what we want.
We're going to love it when you sing it that way.
Yeah.
And that's the way you're going to sing it because we're paying you.
Right. And then find out they didn't get paid.
Yeah. And then you got rappers out there, when they're singing a song in the way where it's clean and no, we don't want you to sing it that way. Right. We need you to desecrate the images of your brothers and sisters. It don't sound good unless you're talking about killing someone.
Right.
That's what rap music's all about.
Right.
You need to say the B word when you're referring to your sisters.
Indeed.
Ken and Yah, I see you got your hand up.
Come on, Elder. You spot on. You know, these folks have made fortunes off us rapping about the destruction of our own community, our people. You know, it's more than upsetting. However, somebody will pay for that, and it's only a matter of time. We see prophecy being fulfilled every day, but you know, the demonization of our people and the prophetization of it, you know what I mean, of the destruction of our people, it's a never-ending cycle. You know, we're sending our youth to prisons and to the graveyards based off this music, and you know, I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's demonic. It's demonic in what these brothers are bringing forth, you know. But you spot on, Elder.
The water for coming out with that, King, is that's exactly what's been going on. It's been going on for years. We don't want you singing anything that's gonna promote your people, or no, don't do that. We're not paying you for that. We need you to say things. You need to say the N word when you referring to your brothers, and you need to say that B word when you're referring to your sisters. Why? Because we're speaking through you.
Right.
That's what we want to call them.
That's what I want to see. That's what we want to hear.
Yes. It makes us feel good. Yeah. And you got to watch. You got to be careful about what you do for money. You got to have, our brothers and sisters got to have some level of some type of boundaries, some restrictions, certain things they won't do for money. Because if you don't have these boundaries or restrictions in place according to the laws, statutes, and commandments, you'll soon think it was okay to do anything.
Right.
That's what's happening. That's what's happening. They see these things and they don't see them as something wrong. They didn't see that. So, yes, if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for everything. Everything. All right. What were we, King?
We are verse 7 there, Elder.
All right. Bring it out.
Verse 7 says, blessed is the man that trusteth in Yahweh, and whose hope is Yahweh is.
Next.
Verse 8. For he shall be as a tree planted by the water, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh, but her leaves shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit.
You're going to be very, very fruitful. You're going to be as strong as a tree planted by the waters, constantly being fed. And if you're yielding fruit like that, you're constantly feeding every land, every valley, you are very fruitful, and you operating on all eights. You're doing everything you're supposed to do. And the Most High is happy with you. And this is how you're going to see everything you put your hands on, everything you do. He's going to bless you for that. Next, King.
Verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it?
Last verse.
Verse 10. I, Yahweh, search the heart and try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruits of his doing.
Right there. So at the end of the day, he's going to give every man according to his ways. Every man, every person. If you out there doing rotten things, rotten things are going to come your way.
That's it.
If you are being a blessing to others, he's going to send blessings your way. That's what it boils down to. What goes around comes around. There's no escaping that. There's no escaping that. So yes, if you out there doing dirt, you being dirty, he's gonna send you dirt. That's pretty plain to see. And it's not like you're not justifying all that dirt you getting. You did that.
Earned it.
According to your works, not somebody else's works,
Right.
yours. You're going to get that smoke. And a whole nation of people are about to get that smoke based on what they did. They going to get that smoke. It is promised. So since it's promised that they're going to get that smoke, why don't we just stay in our lane, continue to grow, sharpen each other's sword. Let's continue to humble ourselves, because we had to come back. We all had to come back as infants, as babies, as children. And let's grow, continue to grow in this truth, because the more we continue to grow in this truth and do these things, bethink ourselves, and start doing these laws, statutes, and commandments the way we're supposed to, and pray for all of these things that were prophesied, it won't be long before we come up out of this hot mess, family. Because we need that more than anything. We got a 34-time, there's a 34-time felon in office. 34. Not 3, not 4, but 34. Running the country.
That's embarrassing.
He is exactly. He is a bona fide a bona fide gangster. Okay, he is gangster. Okay, so with that being said, you're a 34-time felon running the country. This lady that got shot down in Minnesota, the only thing you can think to say is, well, it's apparent that the guy that she almost ran over, it's just a miracle. It's a miracle he's still alive, and it's better than ever, like never before. It's better than ever. He's still alive. It's another great day for ICE to go out and do what we do. So I'm so thankful he's still here. Didn't say anything about the lady that got popped.
Oh my gosh, that's horrible. Ooh.
She didn't matter. But that's the world we live in. This is a whole lot. It's a whole lot of gangster stuff going on right now.
It's like he's over there murdering Venezuela and doing all that. I'm like, I don't understand it. It's just too much. I can't. It's just ridiculous. He's a gangster.
Y'all know what? Do y'all know what that Venezuelan president said to the Israeli president Benyahu?
What'd you say, Elder?
He said, you know, he said, I'm a real Israelite from the 12 tribes. That's who I am. I'm a real Jew. He said, but you're not even a real Jew. I don't know if he ever gonna come out of captivity, because he cut a whole lot of rulership. So they sitting at the round table right now, like, well, what are we gonna do about that one? We're gonna have to figure out how to get rid of him. It can never go back to Venezuela now that we have all the oil, but now we got to kill him. We're just gonna have to kill him. He's got too much influence still from prison. He's sitting around telling folks we're not real Israelites. Well, we know that. We just don't want the whole world to know.
I wonder if they're gonna do something like open up. They might open up Guantanamo Bay again.
Oh, Cuba. You think so?
Yeah, for him, and just send him and probably a couple of others there or something, so they can be completely isolated.
That's a possibility. I really don't know how it's gonna play out. But I do know, and I was really shocked when I saw it, but the inner workings behind the scene and how it all goes down and the why. At the end of the day, when the Most High puts his hands on something, there's always going to be little trinkets like that to come out, you know, because even when they put pressure on Russia, you know, all this stuff was going on during the war with Russia. What did Russia do? They opened up that vault on them.
Right.
Christ is black. Yeah. Like, yeah, that was his way of saying, yeah. All right, what you gonna do about that, Mr. President? Yes, Mr. President. What you gonna do about that? Now all of your blacks know that you've been lying to them.
Right.
That's interesting that he opened that up around sometime. I'm like, wow. He was showing it off, huh?
Sure did. Now we still have our Russian icons. It's always been black, but you changed them to white.
Right.
So now all of your people are not gonna like you, Orange Man.
Because you're a liar.
Yeah.
If only the people, all of us knew, some of us still are celebrating the blue and blonde eyed.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You know what? They gonna have to deal with, they're gonna have to get dealt with, because they can't say they don't know. Anytime you got your enemy telling you the truth now, that ain't nothing but the Most High. He didn't have to do that, you know? But you got your enemy coming out telling you the truth now. He's shining the light on himself, like, Christ don't even look like me.
Yeah.
He don't look like me, and I'm okay with it because it's a lie.
Exactly. That can only be the Most High.
Yeah, the Most High is doing that. No one else. So we have to take little trinkets like that for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Our brothers and sisters, they can't say they haven't heard it. Because a lot of our brothers and sisters, when they hear it from one of us, they like, oh, you know, you just saying that, you know, you just trying to, you must want some money or something. But okay, well, what say you about the man over here that don't care nothing about you, from Russia? He said it too.
Exactly.
Yeah. The Most High is sending their people forward, saying something is wrong with y'all. If I was a so-called African American, like you even got Brad and them out there saying, you know, I'd give up my left, you know what, to be an African American right now.
Right.
And I've even had some of them tell me straight up. There was a couple of brothers and sisters who were just going over scripture. And when they heard what came out, they just happened to be around and got cut. I thought they was gonna take off running or get mad, but he just stepped up and said, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, you know, our people are just a bunch of damn savages, man. We're all gonna die and go to hell.
Okay. Oh, gosh. Straight out the enemy's mouth.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny you mention that, because a couple of years ago, when I was at one of my previous jobs, it was right around the time of that Thanksgiving, and they were asking if anybody wanted to work, and I said I do. It was extra money, and this white girl said, "Yes, I want to work as well. I don't know how anybody could celebrate such a horrible thing, white people."
The white girl said that.
Becky?
Whoa.
Becky decided to work too?
Yeah, she came to work too. She was like,
they showing their true colors.
Yeah.
You know what she was saying, in other words, was I'm trying to escape the wrath. I don't want Christ cutting me.
I don't
think like they think.
Yeah. I know escape. Even think about the Messiah himself was in captivity under the Romans. So
he certainly was.
If he couldn't escape, then there is absolutely no escape for any of these heathen.
No. Not happening. Nah.
Yeah.
So wow. So and these things are gonna continue to happen, and they're gonna happen more and more. Best thing for us to do it is continue to embrace these things, realize when they happen, just know your stance and just continue on the path the Most High has put us on. You can never go back to Christendom or doing those sinful things you used to do, because you know better. You will seriously bring some serious demons into your life and into your home, family. So I'm very grateful, very grateful that the Most High has enabled us to wake up and get this far, and I pray that we continue to grow, because we're going to need it for where we're going and the things He's going to have us doing. We got to continue to grow in this truth. So with that being said, family, thank all of you for coming out.
All praises. All
praises to the Most High Yahweh for sending the Holy Ruach, and I pray that all of you were properly edified.
Indeed.
And in the meantime, until the next Shabbat, may the Most High continue to strengthen you and keep you and bless you, you and your family. And in the name of YahShay family, until next time, Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
All right. Shabbat shalom, everybody.
All right.
Shalom, family.
I didn't even tell them what over. All right. Hope you enjoyed. And was that broadcasting? No, I think because it's gone now. So, all right. But I hope you enjoyed the lesson there. And I'll catch you next time. Shalom.